hello Columbus team and girls classes, anybody who wants to use this, some things that you guys can do during quarantine time in your living room. So it's Coach Michelle, Coach Kirsten, and gymnast Kirsten is also here to go over some stretching ideas and things you can hopefully do in your living room, or with it being nicer outside, maybe even in your backyard. So we're going to start with shoulder stretches, cross in front. And then we'll go behind. Then lock your fingers behind, bend over. We'll do our standing straddle, reaching for right, left, and middle. Go right into your standing pike. Reach behind your legs. And in your go to butterfly. Reach forward as far as you can. If you have a partner at home, they can help push you down nicely. Right? As Kirsten thinks, not your big brother. Go into your sitting straddle where you'll do your left, right, and middle. And again, where you reach overhead. Again, left, right, and middle. And go into your pike, where you're going to flex your feet and reach with your elbows to the floor. So if you guys can see how she's doing that. She needs to stretch more. She can't quite get her elbows to the floor yet today. There we go. No pain, no gain, right? Try to hold. Okay. Next, you're going to do your left leg straight, bend over, and cross your right leg over. Yep. Facing right, reach your arm behind your back, just like she's doing. Relax only your arms. Bend your left leg up to bring your right leg close to your chest. And then you'll do the same thing with the other leg. So switch. Next, you're going to do the lock your pinkies behind your back, stretch your shoulders. Bend your elbows. Switch your hands, yep. And go for your wrist stretch. We're going to work on stretching out our ankles a little bit next. Sit in your squat position with your hands on the floor, popping your knees up and down. As she's popping, I'm guessing that's stretching.
Yeah. It's like knees and ankles.
Oh, your knees and your ankles. And sit on your heels, feet flat on the floor together, your hands on the floor. Lift your knees up 5 times. And you go into your plank tight position. Flip your ankles over and back together. One at a time, and then in circles. And sit and roll out your ankles. Next, you're going to go to your hands and knees, keeping your knees at a 90-degree angle. Reach your hands forward. Press your chest to the floor, stretching out your shoulders. And then you can go into your seal stretch. You do seal for us like a... All right, next we move into bridges. Start with your bridge rocks. When you're stretching your bridges, really try to push your head forward and through your arms. Helps stretch those shoulders out more. All right, go, tuck and roll, and then you'll do your splits. You can do bridge rocks again. How many sets of bridge rocks do you usually do, Kirsten?
Until it feels stretched strong, which right now is like 20.
Let me try to find some music. That's really, really well. Yeah. Make sure when you're doing your splits, you keep your back leg tucked under. Not like with your, not with your knee rolled out. Make sure your knees into the floor and the back of your hips into the floor. Remember, try to keep your chest up. Toe pointed, and make sure that front knee stays like this, where it's pointed up to the ceiling, not rolled in like that. Yeah, keeping it. Want to make sure you're stretching the right muscles and ligaments. Straddle. Make sure when you're in your straddles, keeping your heels and your hips in a straight line, not leaning way forward. You want to show way forward. Yeah, not like that. You want to make sure hips and heels are lined up in a straight line. And not like that either. Yeah, we're not doing pancake straddles. There you go. All right, we're ready for some skills. All right, now that we're all stretched out, we're gonna work on some skills. First thing is handstands. Remember, in handstands, arms stay by your ears. Hit your T's on your way into and out of your handstand. Do a couple more. Head in. Notice how she looks back where she came from, so she has a straight line. Squeeze. Keep toes pointed, legs tight. Try not to pump your leg when you kick up into your handstand. Her leg that's up in her, yeah, don't do that. You see how she like pumped? Now just straight. Yep. Good. You guys can also work on handstand hops. Handstand hops help you with vault also. You want to make sure pushing up through your shoulders. So it's not, notice how she's not really bending her elbows. She's pushing through her shoulders and through her wrists and her fingers as she tries to pop up in the hop. All right, straddle up handstand. Try to start straddled. Yep. This is a little more challenging, so if you like a challenge, just something a little fun to do. You want to keep, when you're doing this, I want you guys to notice how she goes into her straddle. She lines up wrists and then shoulders go over the wrists, hips up before her legs come up. So you kind of want to make a line. That one's so much harder to do, right? So you want to hit wrists, shoulders, hips, toes. In that order. If you try to rush, can you do one where you try to rush your toes up? If you try to bring your toes up too soon, do you notice how much she was arching? Yeah. Looks kind of like a bucking bronco, right? Okay, do one more again the right way. Yep. So, works much better when she waits to bring her feet up until her hips are over her shoulders. Okay. Tired yet? All right, next we're gonna go walk on your hands. You can do this a few different ways. So, walking on your hands. Yep, need to hit your handstand ideally first. Walk this way. You can walk back the other way. Everybody seems to have their own preference, which direction you want to walk or which one's easier for you. You want to do sideways walks? So you kind of cartwheel side. Think of this as like your side dismount on a beam. Walk sideways. You're gonna walk sideways the other way. Clearly for Kirsten, it works better for her to go that way first. Yep. Which is interesting because she's already in gymnastics. All right, handstand pirouette. Handstand pirouette, you want to hit your handstand. Minimize how many times your hands move on the floor.
Go. Here, if you're right. You should go right hand twist. Then off. Your left.
So you try to rotate your wrists all the way around. This takes lots of practice. Can you do a full pirouette? So if you're doing a half pirouette like that, you just want to move your hand the one time, right?
Yeah.
Yep, if you do a full, it's more like moving three hands. Moving the hand 3 times for a full. Yep, that's the goal. Obviously, it starts out with a lot more. It takes practice, so something fun to work on. All right, front limbers are next. Notice how her arms stay by her ears. Feet together. Try to minimize how far apart your feet are when you come up, right? That one didn't go as smoothly for. All right. You want to try the front walk over. So that's the difference between a front limber is you hit the handstand, fall feet together and stand up, right? Front walk over. Hit your T coming into that and make sure your leg stays up longer when you're coming out of it. T here, walk, there. You want your legs staying up at the end rather than trying to come up like you would for a limber because it is a front walk over. There you go. Okay, something else, you guys. There's a difference between handstand, bridge, and a kick back over and a tick-tock. So first we're gonna do a handstand, fall to your bridge, and then kick back over. So again, nice handstand, arms between your ears, look back where you came from, fall into your bridge, hit your T coming up. You missed your T coming up. When we work on controlling where our body goes, it makes our skills easier to do. So, and T up, good. All right, the difference between that and a tick-tock is on a tick-tock, one of your legs never comes down. So tick-tock starts out the same. Okay, did you notice how, do one more of those. Notice how her one leg never really went past horizontal when she came down. Starts out kind of like a front walk over. Only one foot comes down and pushes off. So something a little fun and different than the handstand bridge kick back over. Does help handstand bridge kick back over in control so that your body does what you want it to. All right, cartwheels. Cartwheels are, again, step kick. Always face the direction that you came from. Try to hit your T a little bit more going into it. Notice how she did a T in and a T out. Can you do one where your feet land together? Together, not together. You know, a lot of times you can either land in your lunge or you can land. Notice how when we say feet together, it's not a round off feet together. It's a step down so your feet end up together. So cartwheel, one foot down, the other foot lands next to it. Feet together, right? All right, round off. Just a standing one because you're in your living room, so you're not gonna have a ton of space. Like a cartwheel. So notice how, I know it happens really fast, but you're fine. But yeah, notice how, watch how her ankles come together. It almost looks like she's in a handstand. If you were to slow-mo it, her feet come together by the time they're over her head. The other thing on a round off, remember those handstand hops she just did, pushing through her shoulders and pushing through her hands? If you don't push through, yeah, if you're not pushing through shoulders and wrists, it lands kind of flat. You want lots of power. Because if gymnastics is something you want to keep doing, you're gonna eventually want to add a back handspring after that. So you're gonna want your power. So snap down on those round offs. Can you do one more, please? Yep, because she's pushing through shoulders and wrists. Anything you want to add on round offs? No? All right, next up, back bend. And then she's gonna add a kick over to it. So I know everybody's at a different place in their skills, so don't feel like you need to do all of these skills. Just some ideas for you to work on while we're all still stuck at home instead of getting to play in the gym, right? Everybody's bummed about not getting to play in the gym right now. So this way we're prepared when we come back. All right, go and do one more. Back bend, arms stay by your ears. Nice T on your way out. Can you do just one back bend for me? I want to remind people who are still working on a back bend, look up at your fingers so you can see as they go back. Yep. All right, back walk over. Difference between back bend kickover and back walkover is starting with one leg out. And teeing as you come out. Notice how her arms still stay by her ears. Pretend when you're doing your back over like you're doing the splits upside down. So what happens when we try to keep our legs too close together? Yeah. Makes your job a lot harder, right? So when you're doing the kick over, keep your big splits, pretend like you're going upside down. Good leg splits upside down, right? All right, let's see your back limber. Back limber takes some good ab work. It wasn't too bad. One more back limber. Ooh, that was rough. Her knees came apart. So again, keeping good form isn't about being picky. It's about making your skills easier to do, right? I know it's hard at first, but if you learn it the right way, it makes it lots easier to build on later. All right, backward rolls. So you want to just do like a regular backward roll first? Try your backward pike roll first. Actually, you can just you just do a regular backward roll, like as if you, okay. But her knees stayed together, that's what I was going for, okay? She has not done a regular backward roll in a long time. All right, backward pike roll. Okay, do one with your bent arms if you can. Backward pike roll. All right, now do one with your straight arms. Backward pike roll. That was a back extension roll. Back extension roll that ended in a pike. Yes. Backward roll to push up. Okay, backward roll to push up. Kind of. Okay, so she's been so used to doing back extension rolls that she just automatically kind of defaults to, her body goes back extension roll, which basically means you hit a handstand partway through your backward roll, which is also a good thing to do, but do not feel you need to do those right away. All right, do your back extension roll with a step out. Back extension roll with a step out.
No.
Oops. There you go. She even hit her T on her way out of her back extension roll step out. So those are just a few things you guys can be doing at home in your living room for skills. The other thing we want to talk about today is injury prevention. So obviously gymnastics is kind of hard on the wrists and the ankles and the knees and the shoulders, right? Because everybody has to be a little tough and pretty strong to do gymnastics. So we're going to do a few things that I want everybody to be working on at home to help strengthen those frequently problem areas when it comes to doing our gymnastics skills. It doesn't matter who you are. So we're going to start out with ABCs with your ankles. So basically pretend that you're writing with your big toe the letters of the alphabet. You can do uppercase and lowercase, right? What do you have to say about this one?
I don't know, I always do it when I'm doing my homework.
There you go.
Or watching.
I'm sure everybody's doing homework and watching TV these days, right? Since we are not able to go to school. Stuck at home doing it all at home, right? So just make your letters of the alphabet, just go through like ABC. So she's drawing the letters of the alphabet with her toes. Do you do one foot and then the other one, or do you go through the whole alphabet at one time before you do the other one?
Do the whole alphabet, and I go the other foot, do the whole alphabet, and then I'll do it like lowercase and lowercase.
Okay. So you got options there for what you can do, but I encourage you guys to do those things to help strengthen your ankles. Also, calf raises. Calf raises help strengthen your ankles and your knees. So you can do just the regular calf raises. Nice and slow. Do you notice how she doesn't drop her heels really fast? She goes slow up and slow down, keeping knees locked the whole time, right? Then you can do them with your feet out and toes in, which feel a little awkward, but again, keep those knees locked. Push up through as high as you can on your toes, slow up, slow down. I think the ones with the toes in are probably the hardest to do the slow down. Yeah. All right, another thing you can do to help with knees are squats. On your squats, try to get your hips down as low as you can, like you're gonna sit back in a chair. Do not let your knees come in front of, not like that. If your knees go in front of your toes, you're going to hurt your knees instead of strengthen your knees. And try to keep chest up like she's doing, not leaning way, like show me one where it's not good. Yeah, not that. Don't do that. Okay. Shoulders. Yeah, if you have your arms out in front, think of like when you land your dismounts, you know, like you land on, if you're doing table vault, or if you're doing, if you're doing a beam dismount or bar dismount sometimes. Yeah. Except you want your feet closer together, but yeah, same thing. Squat. All right. Squats can help your knees as long as your knees do not go over your toes when you're squatting. Okay. So this one will help your knees and your hips. Sit tall in pike. By sitting tall means sitting up straight, not being all archy, right? Yeah. All right, lift one leg straight and pointed. You can go even slower. Yeah. The key here is staying straight. What is the natural inclination to do, Kirsten? Notice her torso is not straight. You want to kind of sit so you're at a 90-degree angle. Slow up and slow down again. As many reps as you can do, right? This will help your hips and your knees. All right, this we don't have can of soup. We forgot our can of soup at home. Okay.
Oh wait, hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer. Okay, so you're gonna hold a can of soup to strengthen your wrists. Pretend the sanitizer is soup. Okay, go ahead. So basically holding your soup can.
Do it sideways, up and down. Sideways.
Notice how she's rotating her wrist in different ways and back and forth. This will help a lot with
all
wrist.
4 ways.
All 4 ways. All these things will help strengthen your wrists, which helps you with pretty much all your gymnastic skills because you're on your wrists a lot, right? Pushing through, it helps make the push through easier when you're working on your skills too. Okay? Some of you I know have heard us say, push through your wrists, flick your wrists, right?
Like Simone.
Like Simone, yes. All right, so this one says arms out to the side, make your small circles forward and backwards.
So you won't have tight arms. If they're loose, you're not doing it.
You see how her arms are floppy? No floppy arms. Push them out tight. This helps with shoulder strength. Something easy to do. You go forward and backward. Don't flop like a crazy bird. Nice, tight and controlled. You can even work on like finger extensions here too. By finger extensions, like for finishing your skills. Notice how she like extends her fingers out, not floppy hands. Pushing through. When you have your finger extensions like that, it actually helps you keep control of your arms and reminds you to keep everything tight instead of loose. You didn't even do that many yet. Oh. All right, this one's going to be your leg lift, front, side, back, to help with your knees and your hips. Okay, so this helps with knees and hips. Basically, you stand, lift your leg to the front, then off to the side, then behind you. Notice how her toe is pointed every single time and her knee is locked every single time. You can tell she's squeezing all her muscles. Yeah, you can slightly turn it out.
No,
don't turn it. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go from this side to see your knee better. Leaps, you want your knee pointing to the ground. So when you're doing your leaps, you don't want that. All right. Lay on your stomach, lift your torso for your back. Last one to help with back strength. You guys, a lot of you probably recognize this one. She's not pushing off the floor. Try to keep feet together, toes pointed. Just to lift your chest up off the floor. That's it. Good luck, guys. Have fun.